Okay, I have been wanting to do this card pull for a while now. I'm having the worst time with my technology. I just don't get it. I have Apple phone and an iPad and they're both full of the storage even though I bought more, and I can't figure out how to get everything off my devices and into the cloud without deleting stuff out of the cloud. So I don't even know how this is even possible right now. I must have done something right with trying to transfer files. So bear with me, but I've been wanting to do this pull for a while. The theme is you have the power to change everything. I just feel like we are in a time right now where there's just so much talk about law of attraction and manifesting and the power of thought, and there's so much we're understanding now about the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, and like how much of what we do in the conscious 3D reality, that's our physical 3D body, is affected by our subconscious mind, which actually plays about 95% of a part in our overall brain capacity. And I study quantum physics and am like super fascinated by all the esoteric things, and I'm kind of a nerd, it turns out, but it is so true. I feel like we're entering a time of spirituality now where we realize that we are divine beings living out a physical experience, and that we do have a lot more power than we think. In fact, we are 100% responsible for our life. Even the things that we're manifesting that are negative or toxic or in lack in some way, fear-based energies, these we have the power to change. We really do. And I believe that that is what we're being called to act on right now, and to contemplate and to cultivate, and not just to be thinking about what we want to do, but actually making a choice. A choice is an action, not just a decision. And so we can bring in new beginnings. This card says, "Thank you, angels, for opening up the doors to change. I am ready." I really believe we're kind of entering a season, I've been feeling it energetically, of just everything that's been going on. We're shifting into a new decade soon, obviously, in a few months, but we're being asked to shift into a more serious, aware look at our life, and being conscious of the choices that we're making, the people that we're interacting with, where we're spending our energy, the jobs that we have, the kinds of foods we're putting in our body. Just like no more like just leaving it to chance and letting our excuses take over. And I believe what we can do in this moment now to bring on these new beginnings, I believe that if I like to do the past, present, and future thing, I think that we may sometimes struggle with realizing that we do have the power to change everything. We are 100% responsible. And I am a Ho'oponopono certified. I'm certified in the Ho'oponopono practice. And that has really been helpful. That's something I've done a lot of my own healing work, and really have gotten it into a really good place where I feel a little bit more alignment with who I am, and it's a work in progress. I don't know that we're really ever done with that work, but I myself really feel a lot more aligned with who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing, and have done a lot of healing work. And now I'm picking up on energies that are sometimes not mine, and realizing that like a lot of trauma can be trapped in your body from your past, even generationally, or you can pick up on the energy of other people around you, and it's no coincidence. And so now when I feel an anxious thought or fear, I don't know where it's coming from, and I don't think it's even coming from me, I can, in that moment, surrender to complete healing. And how that Ho'oponopono prayer works, well, this card first says, "Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing." I really can't emphasize enough the spiritual healing part of it. We are not just physical beings in this meat suit. We are souls, body, mind, and soul. And our soul is our essence. It's what we were created from divine, the stuff that divine is made out of. And if we discount that, we are really taking a huge chunk of our existence out of the picture. And if we don't get aligned with our soul and what we're here to do and who we are as a divine being, we're going to get out of alignment. We're going to attract people that are not good for us. We're going to have jobs that we don't like. We're going to just have lack in our finances and our relationships. And even when we do, really work on clearing all that stuff up and healing, there are still going to be things that come up. They're going to end up in conflict with people. I have an ongoing situation with somebody very close to me that I'm really struggling with, and it's really been a challenge for me, but it's really a wake-up call for me to see where I'm still spending my energy towards fear-based things, and even getting allowed to get sucked into someone else's negative energy. But I'm trying to choose now to see it as an opportunity for complete healing, and even if it's not for me, anytime you're in a shared experience with somebody where there's toxicity, you have an opportunity to heal that moment. And when you have fears that come up or anger or anything that's not divine is the stuff of love, right? Love, there is no fear in love. So anything basically opposite of that, fear, hate, anger, worry, that's all the stuff of the ego, right? And anytime those kinds of feelings come up, the Ho'oponopono practice is all about recognizing and being aware of that feeling, bringing it to the surface, and it's a thank you to God for how I do it is I'm like, whoa, I'm feeling something. I don't know if it's mine or someone else's, but thank you for bringing it to my attention. There could be something in me, generationally even trapped in me, that I have an opportunity to heal wounds. So I apologize. Please forgive me for allowing this type of feeling to be in me. That is not divine. Drop me back into divine, back into love. I thank you, please forgive me, I love you, I'm sorry, stuff like that. So any one of those things, or anything that will get you back into thinking about dropping back into love and releasing that to spirit. That is a spiritual cleansing moment. It's not just a feeling happening in your body, it's also at a soul level. And it's called the Ho'oponopono prayer, but it's really kind of more of a practice of just addressing it and then breathing through it. That's really a good thing too. That totally helps. Sorry, my phone just said low battery. See what I mean? I'm always spazzing out, and I've got my phone in a plant. A dirt plant right now. This is the way I roll. Love me anyway. So in the past, we may have struggled realizing that we have the power to change everything. In our present, we can surrender to complete healing, opening fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. The universe, God, source energy, divine, want you to heal. We're being asked to heal. This is like a spiritual awakening we're kind of going on. I know I've been kind of going through it in my own way. Everybody's being asked to do it one way or the other. And what you're being asked to heal and be aware of and be conscious of is going to be different than me. And I'm being asked to do healing work and soul realignment stuff, and I'm super passionate about that and really geeking out on that stuff. So I'm really excited about the work that I'm doing now, because it's about helping people recognize their soul blueprint, what you came into this meat suit designed to do, and where you may be getting out of alignment, and helping you get past blocks and restrictions and clearing things out that don't belong. There's lots of really crazy things that happen in the 5D. There's actually 10 dimensions, and the one we can access is the 5D realm. And some people can ascend higher than that, but there's a lot of crazy stuff going on that we don't see, and some people do see it, but a lot to know, and a lot of healing that needs to happen at that kind of level. So if you're ever feeling feelings of that, I want to encourage you, that is one way you can heal that stuff. Just addressing it, letting it come and go, thanking God for the opportunity to heal that for yourself or someone else that you love, or generationally, or learning how to get away from that situation sometimes is needed. And and to continue to keep, you know, aligning with things that are higher vibe and staying in a higher vibe. And that's really hard to do when you're in conflict with people and you're surrounded by toxicity in your workplace and even in your family. But to shift away, I'm just really realizing I'm not even going to put any energy. I'm trying not to put any energy towards anything that's not light and love, and not ignoring the baloney that's going on. But I don't want to be like sucked into that, and I would like to instead be standing in my power, having good boundaries, showing people how to treat me by here's what I will allow, here's what I won't allow. You cross that line, here's the consequences, like natural consequences. And then when all else fails and there's nothing else you can physically do to make a situation right, releasing it to divine, because that is really the only way it can get really released on a spiritual level. And recognizing it, thanking for the opportunity that it got brought to your attention to be completely healed. Sorry that, you know, anything I might have done or someone else that I allowed that in my life, or that person in my life to hurt me, or that to be sitting in my soul that's not love. Drop me back into love. Thank you. I love you, and release it and breathe through it. This is a tip. If anybody is struggling with things that are out of their control and they've done everything physically possible to try to heal a situation or themselves, and they're still bumping up against lower energy things or people or situations or feelings and emotions. So I'm going to help you with that tip if I can, but know you do have the power to change everything. And then as you heal those things, your vibe is going to get higher, and lower vibe things are just going to drop off or steer away, or lower energies are going to rise up with you. I mean, people have free will, so you can't force anybody to change, but you'll recognize that, like, gosh, like just things that you used to tolerate will just be intolerable as you raise your vibe. So surrender to complete healing right now so you can have new beginnings. That's the future goal. Opening up the doors to change. And do that moment by moment if you have to. If you're going through a lot of stuff, moment by moment, just, you know, try to, any attention that you give on where attention goes, energy flows, I think they say. So if you're putting your attention on how angry you are, how somebody wronged you, how you hate this certain thing, you're giving that more power. You really are. So this is an energetic healing going on right now at a soul level. Obviously, physical action needs to be taken, and you need to weigh what your mind is saying. You know, your mind wants to protect you. Your ego is there to protect you, but it's not going to help you grow. It just wants to keep you safe. So you got to thank, you know, your ego for bringing its brute force into the thing and giving you something to think about. But then ultimately, you know, you may have to get uncomfortable to make new action towards what is more in alignment with your soul. Because if you just keep staying stuck in those fear-based energies, and even just procrastination is a fear-based energy, you know, delaying you from taking action towards things that are going to be better for your soul and your life. So you have the power to change everything. You really do. We all do. Moment to moment. And really can start to manifest. When you start getting in alignment with who you are and what you're supposed to be doing, you'll just automatically be manifesting abundance in all areas because you're getting in alignment with your soul. And if you need help with that, I'm in a really cool class to help you figure out, like, a lot of times people, when they get their assessment done on their soul blueprint, they're like, well, I'm not living at all in alignment with what I'm supposed to be doing. And that is where most of us are, because most of us don't really know who we are at a soul level. We haven't done a lot of that digging, or we were just not that aware. And I'm here to help you get aware. So if you need help with that, let me know. But hope that whole Ho'oponopono thing helps you. And as you heal, you will gain more power to change whatever it is you want to change in your life. Hope that was helpful. Have a great week. Many blessings.